So today I've asked my friend and fellow dog trainer Maggie to come over because we want to talk about a really important topic, which is puppies who are coming into our family. We all have expectations when we bring a puppy home. All the different things we'd like for them to learn and we need them to learn. The reality is puppies have limited attention span and they can only learn and only retain information at a certain level based on their age. So here's what we're going to do. This, we decided, will be the puppy brain, this dish. This is what we know a puppy can learn and retain information based on their age up to about 16 to 18 weeks.
Right.
This bigger dish is, 6 to 9 months of age. We want our puppies to learn a variety of things. And we went onto our social media pages and we asked people for input. We said, what's important to you? And we got a lot of great feedback.
Yes.
You got a lot of good feedback. I got a lot of good feedback. So that's what we've incorporated into our little process here. So Maggie and I are going to start with what we believe are really the foundation skills and things that we need to work on with puppies and then build from there. So this is going to represent first 16 to 18 weeks of life. So Maggie, go ahead.
Sure.
Pick the first one.
Okay, come when called. We all know how important that is. Puppies aren't born with a come when called switch. It's something we have to work on training. It's important. It can save their lives.
So turning them loose and kind of hoping for the best, not a good idea?
No, not a good idea. You got to practice. A lot in the house.
Okay. Riding in the car. Our puppies they're gonna be in our car, going to the vet, going on trips, just going out and about with us. We need to figure out a safe situation for them to ride in our car, and it really should not be on your lap, but riding in a crate in your car, riding in a seatbelt. But we really need to help them feel safe and be safe riding in the car.
Right, and that starts from day one.
Day one.
Play nice with other dogs. So we assume because a puppy maybe likes to play with their litter mates that they like to play with all dogs. That's not necessarily true. Sometimes your best bet is to get a nice, calm, older dog and let your puppy play with an older dog. I think puppies learn a lot from adult dogs rather than, willy-nilly just throw them in with a bunch of dogs and say, go play.
So that's our socialization then,
Right.
with other dogs, right? Okay, sit. We need our puppies to learn some basic skills. We're not saying for the first 18 weeks you focus on lots of other stuff. We do want to put some obedience skills in there. Sit is the gateway to everything.
Yes.
Sit to get your food, sit to get petted, sit to go outside, sit, to greet people. So just a really simple sit behavior. Very helpful.
And sit means they're not doing a whole lot of other yucky things like jumping and climbing on people.
Can't sit and jump at the same time.
Nope. Quiet in the crate. So oftentimes people will get a puppy, the puppy cries in the crate, and they decide the puppy hates the crate and I'm never putting the puppy back in the crate again. That's not helpful for the puppy and that's not helpful for you.
Right. Because puppies, a lot of bad things can develop. They can develop confinement anxiety if they don't learn to feel comfortable in a crate. They can develop separation anxiety because they are never away from you because you're not crating them.
Right.
So a lot of stuff can come out of one choice. Accepting of handling, human handling, meaning going to the vet, getting groomed, handled by you, gotta clean your ears, gotta do all kinds of things to you. Handling is something that it's a process, and we have to take the time to help our puppies with gentle, reward-based techniques learn to feel comfortable and accepting of human handling, and it just takes time.
Absolutely. Climb stairs. So sooner or later, your dog's gonna need to have to go up or down stairs. And again, gentle, positively introduce the dog to the stairs in a non-threatening way and just
Try to
work on
find
it.
initially a couple of steps, start with just a few steps, gradually building as they get older, understanding their vision plays a part too, until their vision is really acute around 15, 16 weeks of age. That staircase can look like a death drop.
Yes.
So again, age-based, but definitely get them started while they're still in that learning phase. No chewing on people. We all want to pet and handle and cuddle our puppy, and he's trying to chew your ear off. So puppies are puppies. They explore everything, the world with their mouth, but we need to really start helping them from the day they come home develop good bite inhibition, which means first no pressure when you bite people, and then eventually no teeth on people.
Right.
But it's a learning. It's not a punishment. It's, we're going to teach you, don't chew this instead.
Right.
So, yeah.
Civilized leash walking. So everybody would like to be able to put the leash on their dog and get them at least into the vet's office without getting their arm pulled out of the socket. That takes some time. The dog needs to learn to be by you. Dogs don't necessarily like stay glued to your side and walk facing the same direction you are.
Yeah. It's just slow. It's a slow process.
Right.
They did not learn in the litter that they had to walk on a leash.
Right.
It's kind of crazy, but
And
I don't know. We need puppies who learn to tell us when they need to go out to the bathroom. They can't open the door and get out on their own unless you have a doggy door.
Right.
So it's a process of learning to read their body language and their signals and setting up a consistent route to the bathroom, and then they can start learning to show you, hey, I really gotta go. So that's important.
Yeah, and it's a routine. So potty outside only. They need to learn that I go out there, I don't potty in here in the living room. Something that goes a long way with that is limiting their access to areas of your home, either having them in a crate or in a confined area where they can't take off and potty wherever they want to go.
It's true. Learning their name. One of the first skills I teach all my puppies is they hear their name, they come, they look towards the person who just said it. They turn and look at me like, hey, what can I do for you? So it's our responsibility when we're training them to teach them your name equals good stuff. You need attention from me and things from me. So we have to work on that very important skill when we get them.
Meeting people. We're talking about socialization again. We want our puppies to be comfortable when someone comes into your home or when they're out walking. So it's important for them to have the experience of meeting nice people that are nice to them and know that it's a good thing to meet strangers.
So we are, I'm down to my last rock, and in our bowl, it's filled. It's about ready to spill over. So one of the last things that, we focus on when we're raising our puppies and when we teach class is calm and feeling safe when we leave them alone. And this kind of goes back to quiet in the crate.
Right.
But when we think about that, we should not be punishing them for being distressed when we're gone. We should use lots of different protocols and training strategies to help them feel comfortable and gradually build up that time that we leave them alone. Why would we think that a puppy who's been living in one environment with litter mates and whatever environment they're in, and we suddenly bring them home, put them in this crate and leave, and we should expect them to be distressed.
Right.
But the hope is that it'll be short and we can help work them through it. So, as I said, these are the things that are really important in the first 18 weeks.
And it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's already fallen over the bowl there. If you have this, everything else just keeps happening. It's sort of natural consequence.
It's a foundation. These are all foundations.
So now we're going to jump into more things on the list that people said are important to them, and they are important. So Maggie, you take the first one there.
Okay. Don't bark at dogs. When your dog's on the walk, are they barking at every dog they see? Maybe they want to play. Maybe they don't particularly like that dog. We need to work with them to ignore other dogs when necessary.
Well, Maggie, but some people, they don't have a fenced yard, and the only time their dog sees other dogs is on a walk.
Mm-hmm.
And so why shouldn't I just let them bark and go play with dogs on walks? Because that's really, that is socialization, right?
Not exactly.
Really?
No. And we don't know, that other dog is an unknown. We don't know if that dog even likes to be around other dogs. The leash always exacerbates the situation.
Okay.
They can't get away.
Okay. Don't chase squirrels.
Well, we'd like them to learn to do that.
Yeah.
Again, that takes some practice. And it all goes back to the foundations. When you call their name, they look at you instead of looking at the squirrel.
A lot of people had problems with squirrels. A lot of people.
A lot of people.
Had squirrels. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, and I think sometimes we inadvertently teach our animals to do things like that. So we think it's fun when our dog chases a squirrel in the yard.
It kind of is.
Yeah. But we're shooting ourselves in the foot when we do that. Sleep all night.
Yeah, I'm tired.
I bet you are. Well,
Oh, fell out of his brain there.
yeah, too much.
Yeah, I mean, so, when we get our puppies, a lot of times we're told by whoever we get them from that, oh my gosh, they're doing great, they're sleeping through the night.
And that may or may not be true. The
Do you think
person that had them might be sleeping all night and not hear them awake.
And maybe sleeping with their litter mates was more comforting than sleeping
Correct.
alone.
Yes.
Yeah, so
They're
it can be
comfortable
kinda
with the
scary,
litter.
kinda
Yes.
scary being in a crate. Jumping. We all want a dog that doesn't jump on people. It's so cute when you bring them home and they're little and they jump. I'm like, oh my god, they're so cute. But when my puppy jumps on you next year at 150 plus pounds, I don't think it'll be very cute.
Nope. I don't want my hip broken.
Yeah, so like maybe discourage it when they're little.
And we go back to this. Sit. Teach your dog to sit when they greet a person instead of jumping up.
Grab your next strap there.
Okay.
We're gonna keep going here because we're gonna get through our whole list.
Stay off the furniture. Well, that starts day one too. You can't let your dog on the furniture on Monday and then decide on Wednesday you got a new couch and your dog can't get up on the furniture.
So maybe I shouldn't cuddle and hold him on the couch.
That's probably not the best idea.
And then when I decide on when I'm on there,
Yeah,
maybe he doesn't understand.
Maybe you need to come down to his level.
That's true.
Play with him on
Buy
the
his
floor.
own dog bed, maybe. We need puppies who are calm around kids. No chasing the kids. No being rowdy with the kids. Right?
Right? Well, we have to train the kids too. If the kids are rowdy with the dog is going to want to do that rough kind of play.
Right.
If the dog runs and screams through the kid runs and screams through the house, the dog is going to want to run through the house
Maybe
after
he learns
them.
that's play.
Yes.
Right.
Everything is play
And
to
then-
dogs unless proven otherwise.
And then when it's not fun, then the dog's a bad dog.
Right.
Because he just was encouraged to do something and then he acts like a dog and then he's in big trouble.
Yes. So you have to have rules for the kids.
Okay.
Don't chew my stuff. Okay, so maybe we need to put our stuff away where they can't get at it. Maybe in the cupboard, close the closet door.
There's nothing more irritating than a puppy who should know better. And, come on, if he's been here for like 4 weeks, he should know better, right?
No.
No?
No. All objects are toys to dogs unless proven otherwise.
He doesn't really understand how expensive those shoes were?
No, he doesn't. And just because he...
and that it was a custom order couch?
You're right. No, he doesn't understand that. He just understands it tastes good in his mouth.
Yeah. Okay. Biting. Oh my gosh. Who likes the biting puppy, right? So, I don't know. What do we do about these biting puppies? Do we swat them, spray them, throw a can of rocks at them?
Nope.
Paint a can of pet corrector? Right?
No, that doesn't work too well usually. We can teach them we can redirect them to their toy and let them chew their toy.
That's true. And maybe not tease them and antagonize them and play, because it's cute when they're little and not so cute when you're bleeding.
And especially kids, I love to tell parents to have their kids use a toy to play with their dog.
Okay.
So there's some distance between hands and toys.
Good stuff there, Maggie.
Stay in unfenced yards. So everybody wants a dog that's going to stick to the property. But dogs find the outdoors so fascinating. So many smells and things to taste.
I want him to be free, Maggie.
Well,
I want him to be free to roam and be a dog and
free to run out on the road and get hit by a car.
Yeah, of course, getting hit by the car wouldn't be fun.
No. No.
But yeah.
Every time our dog is loose in an outdoor situation, there's a chance something could happen to him.
That's true. The other thing, a lot of people want their puppy to get along well with their cat. I've never had a cat. I'm allergic to cats, so I've never lived with cats. But a lot of people who do, and they tell me, cats aren't always really looking for new friends.
Nope. And dogs are attracted by what cats do, which is run fast around the house.
So maybe we have to come up with some training protocols and maybe start working on leave it and redirect the puppy or crate the puppy and let the cat have a little free time.
And have access for the cat where the cat can get up high and the dog can't get to them.
Go.
I keep finding blank ones.
Oh.
Don't eat poop. Okay, so the short answer is if you don't want your dog to eat their poop, pick it up immediately. The other stuff doesn't work. I've tried many other things. My dogs think Tabasco sauce is a condiment.
That's pretty cool. No digging. I mean, gosh, how many of us look like, our backyard is Caddyshack, right? So digging is, it's fun
Right.
It's a sign of, outlet for energy. They smell things underground, right? They can smell the moles, and
Right.
whatever, so they're
Right.
trying to dig for them. I have a lot of people say, I put the puppy out in the yard and there's a lot of toys out there and all this stuff. Why is he digging holes? And my first question is, where are you when your puppy's digging this hole?
Right.
Right? So maybe we have to supervise when they're little, because those toys don't throw themselves.
That's right.
So if you're not out there, it's probably pretty boring.
Yep.
So they're going to create their own fun.
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to keep going here.
Enjoy being held. That goes back to the handling. Some dogs are more comfortable with being held than others are. We like to help our dogs to be comfortable with at least being handled, because they're going to have to be handled at the vet or the groomer or whatever.
But it's funny, my dogs, some of them, they love being petted by me, and I take them out places because I want other people to enjoy them.
Right,
because
right.
they're so great.
Right.
They don't really like it though.
Yeah, they don't. I don't want some stranger to run up to me in the shopping mall and give me a big hug because they think I'm so cute.
Yeah, that could result in some crazy stuff.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I know. Maybe we got to think of it that way.
Yep.
Like a real invasion of personal space.
Yep. And the dog should have the choice.
Yeah.
Dog should always have the choice.
So we're going to run through the remainder of our list here. We want puppies who don't steal things. Stop stealing the cushions off the couch. Stop stealing my shoes. I put them by the front door, and darn it, you just keep stealing them.
Right.
And constantly on the prowl. Maybe we need to do two things. We need to have the puppy more restricted.
Right.
And maybe we need to put our stuff away.
Right. And long term would be to teach them leave it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but in the meantime, how do we survive that? Just management.
Management, total management.
Yeah. The other thing, stop chewing on our furniture. I have a bucket full of toys. I've spent thousands of dollars. I get Chewy coming to my door every other day. I got Bark Box. I think that's what it's called. I don't know.
Yeah.
That delivery. So I'm getting all this expensive stuff, and yet he's still eating my stuff and chewing on my furniture, and
Because they like to. They like to chew, and they don't know the difference.
So what am I supposed to do? Keep buying new stuff. I can't buy any more toys. I'm running out of money.
Well, then maybe you need to limit access to the furniture that he's chewing
There
on.
you go. You got a good point there. Yeah. So what else, Maggie? What else we got on our list here?
Understand English. So puppies aren't born understanding English.
I've heard it's a second language. Now.
No. That's a very smart dog, maybe a border collie.
Yeah.
But they can learn what words mean because we associate them with actions.
Yeah.
We can teach them to learn their name by associating it with a treat. Every time we say their name, we give them a treat. And they think, oh, it's a good thing to.
And over time, they learn what those words mean.
Yes, absolutely.
So we can teach them a little English.
Oh, yeah.
But they're not going to ever be fluent.
No, we can't say, could you please go in the living room and get that blue
And bring it
book
here.
and bring it to me? No.
Yeah. So we have to maybe have realistic expectations.
Yes.
And that the teaching of the English words is up to us.
Yeah. And it's all about consistency.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. We need pups who don't counter surf. Counter surf could be your table, your counter, your coffee table, really anywhere where they're jumping up and taking things.
Right.
So, it's cute the first time they score something and they run off with it, but that's a pretty easily learned behavior.
Yes, and if you've been in the kitchen with your dog and your dog has jumped up on the counter 4 times in the last 6 minutes, then whatever you're doing isn't working, and it's time to think of something else.
Maybe
Confinement.
Maybe get them out of the kitchen
Yes.
when you're cooking.
Yep. Block the area off. Send them somewhere else that they might enjoy being with their chew bone or something.
Yeah. Is it you or me now?
I think it's me.
Okay.
Have impulse control. So puppies, when they're young, everything they see they want. And we need to teach them as they're growing up that just because that's potentially available to you doesn't mean you're allowed to take it. We can teach them to leave it, which means you may not have that, turn away. I will give you something else.
Maybe better. Something better.
Yes, oftentimes something better in their eyes. What's better in their eyes?
So this is where using reward-based training is so important, because all of these things we're talking about now could result in a puppy being punished.
Yes.
for jumping, stealing, chewing, digging. We could punish, and basically you're gonna have a puppy, you just spend all your time punishing it. Or we can redirect them and reward the behavior that we like.
Correct.
And then they might keep offering that behavior.
Well, if it pays, dogs are gamblers. If it pays off, they're going to do it.
Yeah. And we want dogs, puppies, who can leave our other dogs alone at home. We've been missing some rocks here, so we're running out of room. We run out of room. We're into the 6 to 9 months. But we have this puppy. We got him for our 12-year-old dog, right? Because the dog seemed lonely and doesn't get out much anymore. So we thought we'd get him a puppy. How cool is that?
Of course.
And it didn't go very smoothly initially. Right. So maybe we have to let that friendship develop on both of their terms, not just here, old dog, here's your new friend, love him like I do. So maybe slower introductions, managing time together, a lot of supervision.
Time that they're free from one another, so the 12-year-old dog isn't being molested 24 hours a day.
Yeah. So maybe let that friendship develop instead of forcing it on them.
Yes.
And maybe even realizing before we get a puppy, maybe our older dog really can't handle. Or our other dog.
I think that's really important.
Isn't socialized, didn't like dogs before, and so we have to make that hard choice to say, this dog will be our only dog for as long as he's, here with us.
Yeah, and sometimes that's a hard decision, but it's one that we need to make.
What do you think, Maggie? We're getting close here. We want to get through our list.
Yeah, okay, so walk off leash. So my feeling is anytime that you have your dog outdoors, out in public, off the leash, you're taking the chance that something really bad is going to happen to them.
Don't they need the freedom, though, to be free and to just, experience nature?
Well, if it costs my dog its life, it doesn't need to be free. There are other ways to give them freedom.
But isn't it a sign of really good training if you have an obedient puppy who always listens to you? Isn't that why we walk?
There's no such thing. There's no such thing as always listen. There's still dogs. There's still can be impulsive.
Okay.
I'm not taking the chance, and I wouldn't recommend somebody else take the chance.
Yeah. Puppies who stop putting everything in their mouth. Rocks, dirt, sticks, stuff. It's a potential health hazard. Foreign body or choking. And so, we just think we put them out in the yard and we don't think about, there's stuff out there that when they're puppies, they don't know any better. Everything gets explored through the mouth.
Yes.
So we need to do a weekly safety check of our yard.
And when they're puppies, we need to be out there monitoring them so they don't get in. A lot of this is about developing bad habits.
Right.
And that's a bad habit that they can develop of picking things up and putting them in their mouth.
Right. And eating them. Then you get into pica.
Yes.
Eating non-food objects. So again, supervision.
Yes.
Really just monitoring. We get down to, grooming, which can include nail trims and brushing and grooming and clipping. We need our puppies to have, depending on the breed, I have Newfoundlands now, started working with them on grooming when they're puppies.
Right.
Do they love it off the bat? No, they have no idea what I'm doing to them.
Right.
Why are you running this thing through my body? Why are you holding my paws? Why are you cleaning my ears? So we have to use, gentle, reward-based handling techniques.
Yes.
So that they like it their whole life.
And start slow.
Trim one nail a day.
Yes.
The quick and dirty approach doesn't always work.
No.
And to pin you down, hold you down, trim your nails, clean your ears, because the next time they're probably going to really hate it. When they see you coming with those clippers, they're going to run.
Yep.
So,
And you can't undo that.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard to undo that.
And our, last thing, just for the sake of time, I forgot. Okay, well, we ran out of space here, but we're going to get to chewing, just general chewing. Why do puppies chew everything?
Well, they're teething for one.
Sure.
Their mouth is probably sore. It feels good to chew on something when their mouth is sore. They're exploring the world. That's how they explore the world, is with their mouth. They don't have
They don't
hands.
watch TV.
Yeah, right.
They don't play on their laptop or their phone. So it's chewing.
Yes, so it's all about finding appropriate things for them to chew.
So you teach them the illegal versus the legal chewing. And then that just keeps going into adulthood. Doesn't mean adult dogs don't have the occasional, whoops, I shouldn't have chewed that.
Right.
But chewing can be a stress reliever, a boredom buster. It can also be a sign of a very anxious puppy.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of watching and observing and figuring out why they're chewing. But we can manage, 95% of the time it's going in their mouth.
Right.
When they get something they shouldn't have, then that's where we trade it or,
Mm-hmm.
redirect them.
And I think different puppies, dogs have different preferences for what they like to chew on. So sometimes it's a matter of finding the particular item that the dog enjoys chewing. Some dogs don't like the Kongs because they're just too hard. Some like Nylabones. It's very individual.
Yeah, that's true.
Although they usually want to chew what the other dog is chewing.
Right.
Most often.
Right. So when we looked at, what our puppy, really the foundation, we kind of went over a little bit there, but then we have a whole dish here full of all the other things we keep working on. And our hope in doing this was to really make it clear how much we expect of a puppy.
Right. It's huge. It's huge.
It's huge. We expect a puppy to be a dog,
Mm-hmm.
a fully trained,
Right.
mature dog. Puppies are puppies. They mature at the rate that they're going to. They have developmental phases. They will hit those milestones based on their age, based on how much time we work with them, based on the foundation we lay for them. If they're in our home and it's just all bets are off,
Right.
then you have a puppy who's really struggling to try to figure out what to do. They're going to do what comes naturally,
Right.
which are usually all of these annoying things that we don't like. So what we're hoping to convey is that having a puppy is, one, a lot of work. It's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of problem solving. But if you work to manage the environment and teach them and really help them develop confidence and a sense of safety, you're going to end up with that wonderful dog that you have pictured in your brain. But it all starts with this small little brain full of foundation skills.
Absolutely, because a lot of what we've been talking about is not allowing bad habits to develop. We're not giving our dogs a chance to do those yucky things that we don't like. We're providing them different opportunities to entertain themselves.
We're building confidence.
Mhm.
And we're instilling a sense of safety
Mhm.
and comfort. And when you have
Consistency.
that consistency, and when you have this well-adjusted, confident, safe puppy, they're going to just keep maturing and learning, and
Right.
you're going to end up being that dog you always wanted,
Right.
right?
That you had as a kid that was perfect.
There you go.
Yeah.
So take the time to assess where your puppy's at, get to know them for who they are, not the puppy you might have had in your mind when you brought them home, but see them for who they are and train them for who they are,
Right.
and where they're at, and have fun.